Good morning on a rather dreary Saturday here in Avalon. It is slightly raining and the wind is bending the branches of our yew tree, the yew tree that protects this house and this room, the Cerridwen room. The yew is one of her sacred trees. I just wanted to give you a small tour of this room because it has been created with her in mind by the priestesshood of Cerridwen. We have got quite a few beautiful altars set up. So here is our altar of abundance. Now you can tell it's abundance and wisdom as well because there is a little dish with some pennies in, not too big, and a little bit of silver, asking Goddess for abundance. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be financial abundance. It can also be an abundance of health, of wisdom, of love, laughter, joy. And these girls here, they stand around. This is the beautiful Cerridwen the lover, who protects those who have lost a love to death, to separation, through neglect and uncaring. And then here is a very small little light, and that is the altar to the lost children. The lost children through hysterectomy, through death, and again, facing the trauma that we sometimes have to face in childhood, when we have to admit that our parents were not the people that would nurture us and nourish us and love us. And this is the altar for them. And underneath you see the good old witch's broom, symbol of the wise women everywhere. I was recently in Florence in Italy, and there are actually women walking around with brooms very proudly saying that they are strega. A strega is a witch. And this is a beautiful painting by Caroline Lear. I have the original, and it is a priestess returning from her service in the outer world. So the priestesses would leave Avalon, the Isle of Avalon, on a barge because it was marshland, Welsh marshland, and they would travel to the outlying villages and towns to help the people that were ill and in need. The drum is one of our healing tools. For me, one of our most important healing tools because I am a sound healer. And the drum works with the healer. They are in symbiosis. The drum spirit, the spirit of the animal that is still in the drum skin, if it's been made well and with honor, will allow the healer to hear obstacles, obstructions, places in the body that are not in perfect resonance. And this here is a beautiful witchy witch, Cerridwen, made by Louise Potter, one of our wonderful priestesses. So the room has quite a lot of gifts from people. People come from all over the world and they leave little things in the Cerridwen room and in the other rooms, of course, too. So I would like to show you this particular one. This was made by Pia Fuchsen. She is one of our priestesses that has now passed over through cancer, and it was my privilege to be with her in that time. And she was a dear, dear friend whom I miss dreadfully, but we all have a time when we have to go. And she is now in the arms of Goddess and waiting at the shore for us, for the rest of us who are coming sooner or later. And this is Sheila Nagig, the wild one, the woman that opens her gateway to the other world, opens her yoni space and says, "You can kiss my..." And this is a beautiful chalice made by wonderful artist, brother to Dawn Kinsella, our mother of the temple. And there's another one of my instruments, the Koshi chimes. They are for the element of air healings. They help you breathe out all negativity, all things that no longer serve you. And there is the mother with the dark crystal in her arms, holding our shadow side. We don't need to carry that, she will carry it for us. And in here, we have paintings. This is by my own daughter. She painted that for me when I was a priestess in the last conference. I was dark bright moon, the moon at the time of the eclipse, when it has a bright halo around it. So the darkness inside gives birth to the light. It's a recurring theme for us here. And then there is this beautiful Cerridwen by Darren Griffith, and they are for sale. They are beautiful. She's there in her young maiden aspect. And she holds the light for us, for the whole world in her cauldron. No matter how dark it gets, she has the light inside of her. We don't need to fear. And the fear right now in the world is strong. And this wheel of the year was made by our beautiful student Pip Cooper. She's an absolute star. How gorgeous is that? And it reminds us of all the times in the year that the seasons change. And here are some of the gifts that were given to Cerridwen. We have her power animals. We have her in the form of the black hen, which she takes at the end of the shape-shifting sequence of her story, when she eats Gwion in the form of a seed, takes him into her body thinking, that's it, I've had you, you are done, and then finds herself pregnant with him in order to give birth to Taliesin, the greatest bard of the world. Fate has ideas other than we. We make life plans and fate interferes, often for the best. And there she is as Henwen, the sow, the nurturing, nourishing sow. The Celtic people were very keen on the pig. It is one of the first domesticated animals. And some beautiful flowers that I've collected over the years. And then we move on. This is a gorgeous drum that Susie Ellen Edwards made for me, and it is a sound drum, so you don't really play it, you sing into it, the back of it. And the vibrations go through the body of the person that needs to be healed, to recalibrate their vibrations. Cerridwen over her cauldron, lighting the dark. If you see, it's really beautiful the way it goes from the dark holder to the red to the golden. And she holds space. And next to it you will see a book and a pen. She is the mother of the Awen. She is the mother of poetry and inspiration. So she's not just death and rebirth. She is actually all of the good ideas and new projects and new endeavors that are coming to pass. The seeds are being sown now. They're cracking in the earth. And new beautiful things will come from it. And then you see this painting. Again, the dark in the light. It was really interesting that Tiana painted her like this, not knowing anything about the fact that I was that dark bright moon. This is on loan by Kelly Merriman, one of our students. And it is one of the most beautiful paintings I've seen by Tiana, and she has some amazing ones. But this one really speaks to me. And then we go on to this altar. This is the altar of the dark mirror. Here we sit and we look into the mirror to see who we truly are, without any masks on, without any pretense, without any personality or identity that holds us back. The sheaf of grain, or the piece of grain, is another nod to Cerridwen's abundance. She is supposed to have given the Welsh cities of Powys the abundance of the grain. She gave the bees and the pigs to Wales, and the wolf. And to Anglesey she gave the Cath Palwch, a cat that is a bit of a pest. This is another one of Tiana's beautiful paintings. And the Cath Palwch brings out all your anger and all your resistance and all your resentments. She picks on you and she scratches you until you're ready to release what's really bothering you. I like the Cath Palwch. There we are. Another lighter mirror with the three wise women. The Celts were very particularly keen on the wisdom of the number 3. And here again, our amazing mural by Susie Edward Ellen Goose. And she has given us so much in this room. She is a big fan of Cerridwen. And this is the altar of friendship. We hold space here for the friendship of all people, whether that is the friendship here in the sisterhood, the connection with other people in the world. These are Cerridwen's herbs for healing. And so we are looking to heal some of the separations, some of the rifts that are going through in the world. Looking for peace and joy, looking for sisterhood, for love, for unconditional acceptance of all, even those who are different to us. This is here, it's lit, and it's shining its light out into the world. And this is a painting, a picture of Lake Bala, which is where our priestesses go when they dedicate. And it's an absolutely amazing place in Wales, the place where we are very firmly anchoring Cerridwen through her story, because it tells us in the first line that she was married to a gentleman who lived at the Lake Bala in North Wales. He was a very good man, very Tegid Voil. And this is another one of the beautiful Tiana. We do have an abundance of her genius here, and I'm very, very happy, because these beautiful paintings are perfect depiction of how I see the goddess, how she sees the goddess, and also they hold space here. They are the guardians of this room. I'm a daily guardian, and these are eternal guardians. So I hope you enjoyed your little journey through this room in Goddess House Glastonbury, and I will post this. And if you are in the area, come and see us. Come and see what we do here in the temple, in Goddess House. The healing, the priestessing, the holding. You are always welcome to come, join us, sit in our womb room, sit in the Cerridwen room, and just ask if you need help of any kind. With Cerridwen's love in the world, there will always be a light shining for all. Blessed be.